What's up, Digidestins? Did you hear that? That was the market bell. That means we have none other than Market Watch today. So this is usually the pre-release and some minor stuff that I'm noticing going down during the week. And let's dive into this video and talk about it. Remember, smash that like button, that subscribe button. You know, that helps promote the channel. I know that a lot of you that just watch my videos isn't always subscribed. It's the best way of getting notified when I go live on my YouTube, when I live stream and stuff like that. So it's a good way of supporting the channel. It costs you nothing. So let's dive into the video and talk about it. So first off, let's start off on Market Watch. Maybe something you want to start picking up slowly. Win rate 60% from Tamer Evolution Box 2 is something that I feel like it's just a ticking time bomb before a deck really can just abuse this card. Because again, it's just has to have a Tamer on board, and depending on what the format comes out to be eventually, we could see a way of benefiting more from this card than we're likely seeing now. So it's just something to think about. Make sure you pick up your copies in this set, because this is the max rarity version, and I know people, they love their max rarity, and who doesn't love the art of all the Digimon on it? So definitely think you should pick this up. It's like €5. We are pretty cheap compared to them. So that's something to think about. We are on a downslope. This is coming down, but it's something you shouldn't sleep on just so that you might miss out on it when it skyrockets. Next, we do have Coramon here from BT05, and this was the premiere to event June 2021. So something to think about here is that this card is quite expensive, is it not? The reason for that is it's a fan favorite. It's got Greymon on it, it's got Coramon on it, and it's got Batamon. So it's not a bad trade-off on the art design and everything like that. I feel like Demi Beamon suffers from that. If they had something similar to this would be pretty cool. But the thing is that this card is going to always be relevant for any more Greymon support. There's always going to be Greymon support. And there's no other way of getting this. So if you're sitting on them, might be, and you have no intentions of playing it, maybe sit at like 150 and just wait it out. Eventually people are going to try to grab this card, and you know when the next support people will go for the ace in the hole, and that's going to be Coramon. Next we're looking at €45. Not terrible, about 45 bucks on their side. Antibody from Tamer card set 1. This card is just going to sit high and mighty. I mean, who doesn't love Antibody and Beelzemon? It's just two cards that just go together hand in hand. So I don't see this card ever coming down from the $60 price. I can actually see this thing going up more as the lower ends get bought and sold. It's just something to know about. Well, we got, you know, on the Europe side, about $38. Well, you know, €38. Not terrible at all. Beamon finalists. So we know that Gleammon should be coming in the store championship shortly. So this is something to probably base your values around. I think we should see him the same price, actually, to be honest with you. I feel like they're both in the same binary price range that they want to be. So I think Gleammon will be a little bit higher because Gleammon is a more favorite Tamer set. So, and I think all in all, both are great cards, don't get me wrong, but we'll have to see how this goes. But it's something to think about. We got the finalists, so $32 is not terrible at all. Expect Gleammon to be probably 35. Modern listing, I would say about 45. People will try to just maybe 45. You'll see $100 listings because everyone tries to move it like that. But 35 should be like the ideal pickup range. Championship's not bad. Oh, that was finalist paired. That's fine, whatever. We'll go into Demi Beamon here. This card is following the same path line as the Coramon. So remember when Coramon released, it started dipping like to 40, 35 people were moving around. And then all of a sudden the copies started getting bought out, and then people are holding on to them, and holding on to them they did. So the same thing with Demi Beamon might happen. I know there's probably one more month. I think November is the last month of the Ultimate Cups, and then they're done. So something to think about in the long game here is that the Demi Beamon will eventually climb up probably that way as soon as the market starts thinning out. The thing is, there's just so much product coming in, and it's not even funny. But there's also more Ultimate Cups with this promo on it paired to the Agamon. So I feel like this should probably hover around like $50 once the settling stands up and then everyone starts buying their playsets and holding. That's kind of how this is going to be. It's going to dip down, though, more. I think we should see this at like 25. I can't see it holding this 30. So, I mean, that's just me, in my opinion. We're looking at 20 euros. Yes, I know it's restrictive to the jamming stuff, but they're going to give more jamming support because that's what they do. Mishiman is still looking at that $100 mark. People are just being funny and crazy after that. People bought out the last couple copies at like 60 and 25. I mean, hey, it's whatever, right? I mean, Europe side, 380 euros. Yeah, no, nobody's buying that. Where Coramon from the Championship Online has currently sold at $250. So if you are a man that has this championship, might be worth listing and getting yourself like maybe for like $200, maybe $180, something like that. Could definitely see that moving for a little bit easier. Nothing on the Europe side. We're looking at a regional. The online participation is about $26. It's still climbing up. Do expect that for a while now. Same thing here. We're looking at 13 euros. Not terrible. They're just going to be expensive because it's such a good deck. Then we have Wizardmon X Antibody. So this one is surprising me. This card started out strong at 20 and now has dipped down to $7.60. Let it keep coming down, boys and girls. I'm going to be honest with you. I would pick it up once it reaches like $5. Get yourself your $15 place. Get yourself your $20 play set and call it a day. So just let it keep rolling down. People are buying it in the $10 range, but there's not a lot of people that are behind where, you know, Metalgrain X Antibody. So that's kind of where that's sitting there. We got like 4 euros over here. I would love for it to become like that. Coramon from Event Pack 2. This card, I mentioned a while back ago, this card was going to climb up, and it's starting to show its true colors. We're going to see this card probably spike up to like 50 to 60 bucks eventually. So don't sell it just yet unless you need the cash, but it's going to be a good card no matter what. It's played in like at 3 or 2 in most lists, so just something to think about. About 12 euros on their side. I wish we were at 12. Gabumon Event Pack 2, $31. Not terrible. This card is coming down from that hype of 45, and it's going to slowly come down. The thing is, now there are 2 versions of foiled now. You do have this Event Pack 2, and then you have the one for winning the pre-release. I own 3 of the pre-release one, and I own 2 of these ones. So they're going to kind of bounce each other off. People like foiled versions. So which one do you classify high rarity? The Event Pack 2 or the winning one weigh more? I think the winning one weighs more because these are given at entry. So something to think about, no lie. Looking like 11 euros. I mean 12 euros, about 12 bucks. Raymond from Event Pack 2, $31. He's also seeing a decrease in down climb, and that's just because there's mass amount of Event Pack 2s. Unlike Event Pack 1, where there wasn't almost a tournament every weekend, there is like multiple tournaments now. So you're going to have these Event Pack 2s coming your way. Something to think about. We got like $31 here, and that's pretty cool. We're looking at 10 euros on their side. Something to think about. Agamon is looking at $23.50. Not bad for $24. I mean, it's going to come down. It's probably going to move anyway, so just something to think about. 10 euros all the way. Sakuyaman from Tamer Card Set 1. We're looking at $40 here. Not terrible at all. I mean, there's no cards other in this listing. That's interesting. I mean, we're looking at $40, $45, $50 range. I mean, it's played in security control. This format, it's basically the MVP that you want to be using anyway. So it's just something to think about in the long game. 27 euros. Sakuyaman alternate art from Digital Hazard. Remember this card being like $40. Now it's coming back to being reasonable, $24.70. I mean, that's not bad for its pricing. Just something you should pay attention to. Looking at 20 euros. We'll see if this card spikes once we get closer to BT10 and Maiden Mode comes into play. And if that deck kind of just starts cycling in more and being played more, we could definitely see Sakuyaman seeing an uptick from EX2. Gleammon is from your beautiful, Digital Hazard as well. This card I knew was going to come down once the bannings got hit and you hit the Jet Sylphie. The deck doesn't just stand on that two leg anymore. If you look at it, it's about $36 and now it's just climbing down. We're looking at $27. Not bad, really, but there's just so much potential. I mean, let it keep coming down. We'll look at 20 euros here. Next, Takado. Takado is coming down as well. Remember when he was like almost $40? Well, he's coming down pretty quickly, actually. We're looking at a lovely 22. $24. Not bad. Looking at 30 euros there. They're holding their line there. Okumon. This card, I might have made some boo-boos on. We're looking at possibly this. I'm going to say once all said and done, give this like 3 weeks. I don't see this thing climbing up unless one of two conditions happen. And it has to be perfect storm. And that means it has to take, this week we have like 7 events. It needs to take at least 4 of those events for this thing to skyrocket. If the grandest deck does not get first place in at least 4 events, I'm going to say this now, it's going to tank. The reason for that is the deck's good, but if it's not topping like how everybody wants it to, and it's acting like Jesmon, this card can't hold this price. Yes, it is a low stock and everything like that, but people are going to start listing and trying to move the deck because they're not going to play a deck that they feel like it's just too bricky. They'll move on to the next sure thing. So it's just something to think about when going in. But if it does hit the amount of events I said, this card could go up high. So it's kind of that double-edged sword. Do you wait it out or not? But to be honest with you, I don't think this price is justified. I don't see it unless the deck feels less bricky. We're looking at 13 euros. And then foils about 12 euros. I mean, hey, something to think about. Cool Boy from X Record. This card is played in multiple decks all across the format. So I do not see this card coming down anytime soon. This card is just going to hold the line here, and it's just going to sit. I mean, some people got him in some good prices, but he's going to be an expensive boy. About 7 euros on Europe side. I wish I could get that. Raymond from Next Adventure pre-release. This card is coming down, and I recommend if you have it, move it. The reason why I'm saying this now is that you do have a better art coming, and that is it's starting to cycle in. We're looking at Europe side about 13 euros, but we have this bad boy coming in. The one, it's foiled as well, so that's a huge thing. It is foiled, so this will take up. The art is a lot better looking than its counterpart. I rather have an alternate art with foil than actually a pre-release stamp with foil. Pride Memory Boost is starting to come back down. And that's just going to be the name of the game on this situation here. Once we get into BT10, though, this is another card that will climb up. And that's just because as you get closer to it, people want to sell them. And people start buying because it's supposed to be the next deck. And people are still skeptic on what's going to happen with the restriction list. So if they hit Shoutmon hard enough that, you know, Dark Nightmon takes center stage, this card's going to climb. Because we also have this card actually supports D-Brigade as well. That is an EX3. So it's just something to think about, and that's just value there. I mean, $3.25 basically, and that's not bad. Gleammon is looking hot right now. Gleammon X Antibody is $22, and that's just because anytime one gets listed for cheap, it's getting bought out pretty quickly. People are banking on it. Well, the reason also for this is because EX3 gave it actually another round of support, and that round of support actually benefits this deck more than you think. And it doesn't hurt the deck to actually play the new Gleammon stuff, and it plays actually well. So it's just something to think about when you're going forwards. Just, you might want to get these cards sooner than later. You got €4, $4, not bad. We're looking at Coramon X Antibody. We're looking at $14. So $14 is not bad. I see this coming down a little bit more. Same thing's going to happen. If Grandis doesn't top the amount of events, like there's 7 of them, it needs to take at least a good chunk of that top 16 in all those events. That's going to be the big issue going head first into this. So it's just something to think about. We're at 15, not bad at all. Next, it's like €3. I can see that happening to this card if it doesn't top the events. So just let you know that it can possibly come down. Yokomon is going to hold strong here. I do not see this coming down. This card is just going to stay strong and hold this long. It's just too good of a card not to not have. And that's just because it's an expensive card, to be honest with you. It's so important for the Digiburst. It gives you the extra DP boost that you need, and that's important always. Looking like €3.5. Hero is one of those cards that will start coming down for now. And that's the thing. Be cautious when starting BT11. If there's nothing that goes with Gammamon, and it's not like Mega for Gammamon and the deck gets ridiculous, then this card's going to keep going down. But if they start showing off any Gammamon support in 11, be ready for this card to go high. That's just something I'm going to let you know. There's just going to be that speculation there. And I just want you guys to be ready and secured. We're looking at €5 there. Not bad. Yuji is looking at that $10 mark. Really fresh. Very good. About €2.5. If this card gets hit in the restriction list, be careful on that. This is possibly the target to hurt Alphamon. Wizardmon promo, we're looking at $8 and 11.13 for the foil. Not terrible at all. I mean, when this card is trashed from deck, gain a memory. Very useful. We need to extend our plays. And then when attacking, you may reveal one purple card from your hand, place it at the top of your deck. So, I mean, hey, if you need to mill that blast mode out of hand, now you have a way of perfectly cycling problems that you didn't have before. So, Wizardmon looking at that beautiful €4. And, I mean, even just getting the cards you need to mill more. Foiled is about €5.5, so about $6. Not bad. Wear Garurumon Sagittarius mode from Battle of Omni pre-release is actually showing some buyout status. They're on their last page. So this might be a good indicator that people are just buying this out. I don't see this. The problem is, if you Digivolve on top of your Gleammon, you're really in a bad spot. I mean, if you Digivolve on top of your X Antibody after it's restood and stuff like that, it's not a bad one cost evolve. It gets you another, at least gives you jamming, so you don't have to remove pieces. But it's weird. I don't see it benefiting the deck right now, and I feel like this is just being bought because it's Sagittarius mode and people are thinking they're the same, but they're not. They don't do the same thing. And you can't Digivolve on top of this with the X Antibody. You're looking at 1.48 euros, so $1.50. So not terrible. I'll delete. The meme is still going. Apparently, people are buying it still at 10. We're just going to leave this here and not care because there's no point in you buying this card. This is just a meme stock, and I really don't recommend it. You're looking at 2 euros. Kishuru. Looking at that $10 fresh mark. This card's going to come down a little bit more until more Jellymon support comes out. Looking at 2 euros. Not bad. Metalgrain X Antibody is $7 right now. Another big boy. Let it keep coming down. To be honest with you, it's going to just keep coming down. It's not going to hold this price. About 2.5 euros. Kishuru from X Record pre-release. It's about $3. Recommend picking this up because this is the max rarity version. If you want it, get it. It's just one of those memory tamers that you want to have. Looking at 2 euros. Not bad. X Antibody X Record pre-release. We're looking at the $30 range. This card is mandatory in so many decks. I don't see this card coming down anytime soon. It was at 35, but I don't see it unless people aren't really trying to force it. We're looking at 16 euros, aka 16 bucks. So let's talk about the memory boosts themselves. You know, the full art ones. Yes, we have the other ones that are from the trial decks that are like dirt cheap, but we do have this bad boy here. This card is quite expensive, and it's almost in buyout status. We only have so many more copies of this left on market before it disappears and goes bye-bye. So something to think about. These are moving pretty quickly. You know, got 4 euros. Blue Mem Boost 11.5. Not bad. And these cards are always going to be relevant because of the way Digimon acts and plays. You want to have some searchability with your decks you build. So it's just very important. We're looking at 6 euros over here. Almost bought out on the Europe side. Red Mem Boost has a pretty decent filled market, but that could always change anytime as slowly people move from one to the next to the next to the next. So these could get a buyout status soon. About 5 euros. Green Mem Boost holding that $10 range, nice and fresh. So not bad at all. We looking at 3.5 euros. Purple Mem Boost $7.2. Not bad. Next, we're gonna go into purple here on Europe side. About $4. 4 euros. Not bad. $4. Yellow Mem Boost holding the line at $8, almost pushing for that 9. Very easily 4.5 euros. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.